there. Today, I want to take you through a beginner Pilates workout. So if you're new to Pilates, this is going to be a great workout for you. And even if you've been doing Pilates, sometimes it's nice to take a step back and to refocus on those principles of Pilates. Or maybe you just want a nice, more restorative session. So this is going to serve all three of those purposes. So let's go ahead and get started. Our goal today is to connect to our core. One of the principles of Pilates is working from our center. And so if that's not something that we're used to, it can take a little bit to engage and find our abdominal muscles, which are so important for all the other movements that we're going to do. So that's our main goal today, is finding our core, feeling that connection. And it can take a little while. So if you don't master that today, that's okay. We're going to keep working on it. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to have you laying on your back. Just have your nice knees bent. Nice neutral spine. And so we're going to take some inhales and exhales here. I have my hands on my rib cage. On that first inhale, I'm looking for my ribs to expand out to the side. Exhale, and they draw back together. So let's try that again. I'm going to drop down to my belly button area. And on this breath, same thing, ribs expand. But on that exhale, I feel a little tightening of my abdominals. Hey, little buddy. All right, and so I'm going to feel my abs coming together. My little assistant wants to help me feel my abs. All right, take that inhale. And then feel that tightening of the abs. That's my transverse abdominals. So from there, we're going to use this breath through everything we do, and we're going to go into a little bit of an exercise here. A small pelvic tilt, cutting myself in half at the belly button. I'm going to curl my tailbone under and just let my bottom hover off the mat, and then uncurl and put my bottom back down. So that curling really gets into my low abs. It's a nice stretch for my low back, and then brings it back down. And that curling motion, you're going to see that a lot in Pilates. So this is a great way to practice that. When we're doing any form of rolling down, we need to be able to curl through that pelvis. And I think that's a little bit easier to learn in this position where more of us is supported on the mat than it is when we're sitting on a box and trying to roll backwards and feeling precarious. All right, my executive director here has a lot to say about that. So we're curling and lifting back up. Curl, just tucking my tailbone in. And then uncurling. Let's do that a couple more times. So really feeling low abs kicking in by curling my pelvis. I could think about if I had a glass of water on my lower abdominals, spilling that towards my face each time. So that little tuck, my pubic bone lifts, my hip bones stay pretty much where they are with a little hover. All right, so we're going to move on to the next exercise. I'm going to lift one leg to tabletop. I'm going to put it back down, lift the other leg to tabletop. And I'm trying to feel that same engagement of my lower abdominals as I lift a leg in this slow march. So I still feel the abs coming together, using that breath. I'm not going to be as loud with my breathing because that's obnoxious with a microphone on, but I want you all to be taking those full inhales and exhales. So we just go back and forth like that. Lemon is determined to be the star today. Well, he's always the star. Lemon is my cat. All right, bring a leg up and let's advance this. Take that leg in and out, still using your low abs to support the weight of that leg. Nothing has changed with the alignment of my spine. All right, leg goes in and out. And as a reminder, maybe you have kids running around, grandkids, maybe you have cats or dogs interfering with your workout. You just keep going. You just ignore it and you keep going and you take care of yourself. In and out. In and out. So we're going to change position soon and he won't be able to sit on me. All right, so using that in and out. All right, so here we go. I'm going to bring my hands behind my head for a little bit of support, and I'm rounding up my upper body. So just a nice rounding forward, feeling my abdominals pull in, not puff out, rounding up. Now, if there's a reason you shouldn't lift your head, then just skip this one and go back to doing some marching again. This time I'm going to round up, lift a leg up, put the leg down, round up, lift a leg, put the leg down, round down. So we are working up to some bigger movements in Pilates, but we're going to progress those over time. So for now, we're just rounding up, bringing that leg up, and back down. So this time I'm going to round up, bring my hands by my side, and I'm going to do little pulsings with my arms. Just pulse, pulse, pulse. This is part of the Pilates hundreds. Could I lift a leg to tabletop while I do this? Maybe, maybe not. Do I need to put my head down? Maybe. All right, if we do the left leg, we have to do the right. And then we bring it back down. Nicely done. All right, let's come on up, and we're going to change positions, and we're going to flip over onto all fours. So again, still trying to connect to my abdominals. Nice all fours position. So now I'm going to do a similar motion to what I just did. I'm going to extend that leg back, bring it back down, extend the other leg back, bring it back down. So again, using my abs to maintain that. Extend, bring it back down, extend, bring it back down. So this is that same extension we did laying on our back, but we are less supported because less surface area is on that mat. All right, let's see if I could just hold that leg out there for a few breaths. Really pulling my navel up as I do that. This is a precursor to doing the plank. We're not going to do a plank today. This is our version of a plank for today. Switch the legs. Let's try extending an arm. And then we'll switch arms. So over time, you add on a little more time as you do this. Let's do one leg again. And the other leg. And then an arm. And then the other arm. And the whole time I'm thinking about pulling my navel up. All right, bud, you need to move because I'm going to lay on my side for a little clamshell. All right, I'm going to prop up on my forearm, but you can lay all the way down if that's more comfortable for you. Lifting through my side body, I could have my head laying on the mat. I'm going to keep my bottom leg down. Heels are connected. I'm just going to open and close that leg. Again, I'm feeling my abdominals here, feeling that engagement. Open and close. Using my breath, exhale up, inhale down. Feel a little bit of glute work too, which is a bonus. All right, let's try the other side. So we'll bring it around. Propped up on my forearm or laying all the way down. Lift and lower, hinging that leg up and down. And again, feeling my abdominals connect. My core is working hard to support my body so I can do this movement without my whole body having to move or collapse into that mat or all the things it might want to do. I'm using my core to help me out here. And let's do that for 3, 2, and 1. So now I'm going to lay all the way down, extend my legs, and I'll take my top leg and I'm just going to lift and lower that leg up and down. Again, using my core to help support that. All right, bud, it might be time for you to move on. And then I'll switch around and I'll do the other side. All right, so prop your head up. You can even have your bottom leg tucked in if that is a little more supported for you. And then I just lift and lower that leg. It does not matter how high the leg goes. Thinking more about control. And again, I'm connected to my abs. And then bringing it up. All right, let's go ahead and we're gonna do a mermaid. If you like, you can sit like this. I'm gonna sit the traditional mermaid way, but if your knees won't bend that way, then you just find a position that works for you. I'm gonna take one arm up by my ear and I'm gonna reach up and over. So I want you to think about reaching up and then over. So we get a nice side body twist. And then bring it back down. Let's try that again. Up and over. And bring it back down. Up and over. And let's try the other side. Bring that arm up, side bend, up and over, stretching out. Arm comes back down, bring it up and over. And arm is back down one more time. Up and over. And bring it back down. So there's a beginner's Pilates workout where we've worked our core, we've made some connections there, we've added some movement in, and we're going to continue to progress this. So we'll have another video soon that's going to take these elements and add to it. But this is a great place to start if you're new to Pilates. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you again very soon. Bye.